Hi, my name is Abbey Finch. Welcome to Community and Business, where we interview local small business owners in the greater Maplewood and South Orange area. I myself am a small business owner and like to meet other business owners in the community and learn a little bit more about what it takes to run a business and a little insight about what they do. So today my guests are Anthony DeFranco and Nelson Kudo of Kudo DeFranco. CPAs, so you guys are certified public accountants, and today you're going to talk a little bit about what it's like running a firm, and then hopefully give us some practical advice about money.
Sounds good.
Everyone's favorite topic, right?
That's right.
So we'll just get started about, just tell me a little bit about your background, your history, education.
My educational background is I've got a Bachelor of Science in Accounting, also have a Master's of Science in Taxation. I'm a CPA, I'm a CFP, which is a Certified Financial Planner, and my work background is straight out of college. I worked with one of the big four accounting firms where I was doing auditing, and after that I was more interested in working with small businesses and helping people with taxes and financial planning. So we ended up opening up our own practice.
Thanks. How about you?
Pretty similar. We almost mirror each other. We both into the accounting world. We came out of college. We started with big four firms. We both had a desire to do something a little different. When you go into the large firms, you're strictly corporate America, large corporate America, and we wanted to help people. So we kind of started our practice not too long after we graduated, but it's been a while.
And you guys started it together?
And we started it together.
How long ago? How long have you been in business?
23
3 years.
Wow. I feel like that's the very common plight of working in corporate America. Get burnt out or feel like you're not really helping anyone, feel like you're not really making a difference, go out on your own. So that's really cool. So is that kind of why you made the leap into going into business for yourself?
That's exactly where I made the leap. I mean, Anthony and I worked together, and we wanted something different than what we had. We wanted to help people. So we got together, we talked about it, and one day we said, you know what, let's just do it. And we made the jump with not really having a large client base at that point in time. It's just something we really wanted to do, and we opened the doors here in South Orange, right around the corner from where we are right now. So it was pretty exciting.
So you guys are in West Orange now, correct?
We're in West Orange now.
Very good. So were you friends? Did you know each other from school, or how did you guys get together?
We worked with each other right after college.
Okay.
And then we were friends, and it just went from there.
And then it just happened.
So we decided to go into practice together because we already knew our work styles and we knew how we worked together. So we decided to strike off on our own.
Very cool. So what's sort of the behind-the-scenes stuff about being a small business owner most people don't know about?
Well, I would say the biggest thing is a lot of people go into business because they have a certain profession or technician, or they're a technician in their particular field. As an example, say someone's a carpenter. They know how to be a carpenter, but one of the things that most people don't realize when they open up their own business is that running their own business brings a lot more to it than just doing what is your passion.
Right.
So you're wearing many hats.
Right.
And that's a lot of what we do with our clients in terms of advising them, trying to give them the right advice as to what they should be expecting or be prepared for when they go into their own business, that they have to wear many hats.
Right, you're like the CEO and the janitor all at the same time.
All at the same time.
Exactly.
Right, absolutely. Anything you want to add? Or?
Yeah, it's not a 9-to-5 job.
Right.
You really do work around the clock, but it's dynamic in the way you handle things, because everything's a new challenge, and if you don't mind getting your hands dirty, you can actually build something that's yours, your style, the way you want it done. So it is exciting.
Right.
Whether you're in an accounting firm or any organization, it's yours.
Yeah, you get to overcome challenges in a way that makes you feel satisfied at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Instead of doing it somebody else's way, which maybe you might feel kind of, iffy about, or
Sure.
Have different opinions.
Exactly.
So how do you draw on new clients? I mean, that's always the toughest part about being in business is getting the business, right?
It's funny. We early on we realized the importance of marketing and sales, if you will, because we started with really no clients, and we were old school in our way, traditional. A lot of meetings, a lot of FaceTime, a lot of kissing the babies and getting out to the communities. The power play right now is social media, and generationally, we're of a certain age where you say, well, is social media important? It's very important. It's here to stay, and this is what people are using. So right now, we still use traditional marketing. So how do we draw new clients? But we're also power players in the social media and internet world, because that's actually driving business. It's really unique that years ago, people would come to us because of referrals. Now they're coming to us because of a Google search, which I have a really hard time, putting my arms around, but that's the way people come in. So how do we market and bring in? We consistently have new clients. We consistently have new clients on a year-to-year basis that are greater than the year before, but we're getting them via different means.
Right.
Yeah. So it's very unique.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's good to be keeping up with what's going on. I mean, when someone Googles accountant, West Orange, New Jersey, you want your name to pop up there,
Sure,
right?
sure.
Because
Exactly.
that's how people are finding, what services they need nowadays.
And the buzzword before was SEO, and now it's social media. They
Right.
want the Facebook touches, they want the
Right,
LinkedIn
they
touches,
want-
the Twitter touches. It's completely different
Yeah, it's like going around and kissing the babies and doing all that stuff in a
Sure.
totally different way.
in a
That's
totally
right.
different way. Yeah.
Because people like that engagement. They like to see that you're real people.
Sure.
Right. Yeah. So, what kind of setbacks have you had over the years being a small business owner?
We've been in business for 23 years, and the truth is, we haven't really experienced much in the way of setbacks.
Yeah.
Um,
That's awesome.
and
You
in
must
a-
be doing something right.
Yeah, and an accounting firm, and we do financial advisory also. We're certified financial planners. The business is a very consistent type business,
Right.
and as long as you do 110% for your clients are happy. It's all about client service, and you get the referrals coming in from your current clients, and they keep coming back.
Right.
So that's what we've been doing for all these years, and it's worked.
working.
It works.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, well, that's great. And in your day-to-day running of the business, do you encounter challenges that you might not know how to face, or did it more in the beginning? Was it more like that, more kind of figuring things out, not knowing how to run certain things, or how did you overcome any challenges that you had?
You kind of overcome it quickly out of
Yeah.
necessity. So when you hear a challenge or a setback, a challenge is just a larger project that you need to break up into smaller little pieces and work against a plan. So we never really had major challenges. You just have to attack every obstacle as just something else that needs to be done. It may take longer than the obstacle before, or it may take less time, but you just need to attack it methodically and push it aside. I mean, that's the great thing about being in business. Every day there's something new, so when something's a little bit more difficult than your prior project, you just take it as another day. Yeah.
That's a really good outlook. Very positive, optimistic. Yes. Which is probably contributes to your success as well. Yeah. What is your favorite part about being a small business owner?
I would say it's definitely working with the clients and helping them, because when you're helping the client, you really achieve what you're in business to do, is to make a difference in someone's life. And at the end of the day, when you're helping them and they progress and they show their appreciation, it makes it all worth it from our standpoint.
Very good. Do you have anything?
Without a doubt, it's our clients. I mean, every day, it's not work.
Right.
It's enjoyable coming to work. It's enjoyable dealing with the people we deal with on a day-to-day basis. They make our jobs easy.
That's great. That's most people who are passionate about what they do. They always say that, making their clients happy, making a difference in people's lives. I mean, that's sort of just the general way to happiness, I think, in your life. It's just being passionate about what you're doing and making sure you're touching other people in a positive way.
That's right.
Is there anything you don't like about being in business for yourself, or?
I would say the major thing that we experienced, which is no different than what any business person experiences, is you have to wear many hats. So what we'd love to do is to be able to just help people with their finances all day long and just work with our clients, but there are other things that go on in a business where you have to devote time.
Right.
And sometimes it's those other things that can cause you to work those extra hours. But you cannot ignore those other things because that's an important part of running a business. And even though we do have other people in our business helping us with those areas, sometimes your advice is needed to help out staff in different areas to make sure things are running right.
Right. Do you guys have a good support staff? Do you have marketing people, assistants, and all that kind of stuff?
We do. They're outstanding. The
Yeah.
team is just absolutely outstanding. And I think it's the model, the way it's built.
Right.
If you do the right thing for other people, they do the right thing for you, and people see the passion, and it just bounces back and forth. So we could never do what we do without, the team that's around us.
Right.
Especially the social media.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. I know.
Without a doubt.
You're like, okay, you handle that. That's all you. I totally get it. I run an online business, an online writing business, and there's just certain things. For me, it's like the accounting and bookkeeping stuff.
Yeah,
Sure.
Like,
exactly.
I'm a writer by trade, by profession, and I wish I could do that all day, but it just doesn't happen like that. So that's the kind of thing where I need like good people behind me to make sure things are like all in order. So things
So
run.
that you can do what you need to do, or
Exactly.
what you want to do.
Exactly. 'Cause there's no way if I can do the bookkeeping stuff all day. It's just not very enjoyable for me. And are you able to maintain a nice work-life balance? I mean, you feel like having your own business takes over your life in any way, or are you able to get time with your family, your friends, all that kind of stuff?
I would say that's not really a problem. We definitely have a good balance. The only time it goes out of balance is during tax
I was
season.
gonna say.
But at that point, you have no choice other than to make sure you put in all of those extra hours to get your work done and keep your clients happy.
Right.
So
Okay. And how about you? Do you able to find yourself having a nice work-life balance?
We do. I mean, it gets stressful at times. But tax season, once you go through tax season, no matter what you do the rest of the year, it's really not that stressful.
Right.
So
It's like a very
it's-
short
yeah,
period of
it's only
time.
a
Okay,
short
feel like
period of
it's just
time.
temporary.
That's right.
And if you set your mind to it, and you say, well, this will be over in 12 weeks,
Right.
then it's really not that bad.
Right. Oh, that's good. So I think that's it for our first half of the show. So we're going to take a little break, and then we'll go in for the next half of the show and hopefully get some financial tips from you guys and learn a little bit more about who you work with, the kind of clients you work with, and everything like that. So we'll be right back.
It is estimated that over 70 million stray and feral cats currently roam the streets, alleyways, and backyards of the United States. Furry Hearts Rescue believes that all cats deserve a safe and caring home. Feral cats arise from the throwaway cats that roam our streets, alleyways, fields, backyards, and school grounds in search of food and shelter. That's why Furry Hearts Rescue has devised, with Maplewood Township, the TNVR program, Trap, Neuter, Vaccinate, Return. This will reduce the feral cat colonies without harming the cats themselves.
Virtually everyone in the field of feline welfare agrees that the number of cats born each year exceeds the number of homes available, and most of these kittens aren't coming from owned cats.
Therefore, it is essential that efforts to target the cat population will target the stray and feral cat colonies.
And there are tons of benefits from the TNVR, not only smaller feral cat colonies, fewer public nuisance problems, and the decreased shelter enthusiast rates.
But also, animal control costs will lower, there will be improved lives for stray and feral cats, and there will be more rabies shots administered. Let's fix this!
Hi, welcome back. My name is Abbey Finch. This is Community and Business, where we interview local small business owners. I'm here with Anthony DeFranco and Nelson Kudo, and we're talking a little bit more about their accounting firm located in West Orange. So for this half of the show, we're hoping to get some advice from the experts, or at least, some basic financial advice from you guys about some topics that is really important to people and evades a lot of people. I know that for me personally, money is not my strong point. Numbers, not my thing. I'm a writer. I do words. You know. So what kind of clients do you guys work with mostly? You work with other business owners, families, individuals? Is it a mix?
It's a mix. We have individuals, businesses, and we have a lot of family groups just based on, we've been in business since 1992. So aunts recommend uncles and cousins. So a lot of our family groups may comprise themselves of 10, 12, 13, 14 families as it starts to grow. So it's businesses, individuals, and a lot of family groups, which almost become businesses.
Okay. So what kind of problems and challenges do your clients run into? What are some frequent, things that pop up for them?
I would say probably the most common is cash flow issues. And it's a matter of just speaking to clients about what needs to be done to gain control of that, and it usually has to do with sitting down with us and going through a budget and just sticking to it.
Right.
And that's the hard part, sticking to the
Right.
budget. But if someone has a discipline to do it over the long haul, it's going to really pay off for them.
So how do you think that people can set themselves up better for financial success and avoid some of those budgeting hurdles that they might encounter?
There's a mindset that's involved. We always say to people, it's a simple process. You have to stay focused. You have to be consistent. You have to want to live without credit card debt. Mortgage debt sometimes is fine, but credit card debt, you almost have to consider it unacceptable, and you have to pay things down. So how do we do it? First, we try to get someone in a planning mindset so that they realize this is what you have to do. And then we say to people, I would much rather have a client who retires with too much money than not enough money. So as we go through the process, we actually crunch numbers like nerds, and we say, this is where you have to be. This is what you have to save. These are the actions that you should take. We want to get you to a successful retirement. That's our goal. So we have to work with people and plan with them.
Right. Do you feel people are sort of lost when it comes to that? They don't really know what they're doing at all, or do people have some idea?
I would say most people find it a challenge.
Yes.
No two ways about it.
Absolutely, I can identify with that.
And
I wish I taught a class in high school, like how to make a budget.
Well, it's interesting that you're bringing up that point, because I was just about to say there's really no class that you take when you're in school that really teaches you these basics. And our clients tend to lean on us to get them through that part of it, whether they're in business or if they're just coming to us for financial planning. And that's what we're there for. But when it comes to school, and a lot of times parents may not go through this with someone when they're a kid, it's a matter of sometimes either learning the hard way or seeking professional advice.
Right. Or a little bit of both.
Yes,
A little bit of both,
exactly.
sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Well.
And I feel like it's sort of the American way, is being in lots of debt, buying things when you want it, and to have to reverse that and change that mindset. It's less about the numbers, it seems like you're saying, and more about actually the mindset and your
Without a doubt.
perspective and
Sure.
What you're willing to do. Has the sort of financial landscape changed throughout your careers as CPAs? What's different?
From a planning aspect, a lot of things have changed, but a lot of things haven't changed. What we're finding now, and it's great for our business, people are more informed just because of the internet. So they come to us with a lot more knowledge, and that helps us because they understand what they need to do. So has it changed? Before, the kind of planning that we did was always focused around people, a small group of people, privileged people, if you will, because the other people didn't realize what they needed to work on. But now just the media puts out the things that you should do, feed the pig and save and everything else, that now it's actually helping our business because people are coming in and saying, oh, this is what a CFP does. Oh, this is how a CPA and a CFP can help me do these things. You know, let's talk about estate taxes. Let's talk about investments. Let's talk about insurance. So it's a lot different now than years ago because people understand we have a problem and we need to outsource for a solution. So it's really kind of cool.
And years ago, people may not have had to worry about their retirement as much because companies provided pension plans. So when they were retired, they were going to get X number of dollars per month just because they worked for that company for 30 years or 40 years. And those types of pension plans have more or less been eliminated by most of the big companies. So now everybody has to save for their own future. And we get involved in that and we help clients with that. Also, healthcare costs have skyrocketed, and now companies are requiring their employees to pay more for their healthcare. So these are areas that we're working with our clients on and helping them navigate through that maze to make sure at the end of the day they do have the proper amount set away for their future.
Is that your people's number one priority, is saving for their retirement? Is that?
I would say that's their number one priority. I would say that.
Yeah. So when the financial crash happened in around 2008, 2009, did you notice a change in your business around there then, or did it not really affect you too much?
It didn't really affect us. It was deer in the headlights because no one knew what to do. You know, as the world falling apart. Most of our clients, we went on an offensive. We started calling everyone. You know, it happened. Let's monitor it. Don't worry about it. And we kept that offensive going for a while until they were comfortable with it. So did it change things? I think what it actually did was it started bringing people down to reality. They stopped overspending. They stopped overwanting. So it made our job a lot easier because now when we have these discussions that you need to save for retirement, they understand because now that this is what happened. So it is a lot different.
The other thing that changed is the way clients view how much money they should be earning in terms of a percentage each year. Where before the crash, they had very high, maybe sometimes unreasonable expectations in terms of how much their financial account should be increasing every year. Now people have really toned that down quite a bit, and I think some clients, or maybe most clients, are a lot more conservative in terms of what they're really expecting in the future from the financial markets.
So it kind of almost had a positive effect in the long
Without
run.
a doubt,
Give people
sure.
realistic expectations about what's actually going on.
Yes.
Do you have any tips about how people can deal with their debt and sort of set themselves up for financial success?
One of the things that I try to tell clients is the most important thing when you start working and you're incurring expenses is plan it out in advance and try to pay yourself first. Instead of spending money and then seeing what's left over for yourself, do a budget and try to figure it out. So I tell most of my clients to have their direct deposit money from their wages put into a savings account. Figure out what your monthly expenses are. At the beginning of the month, transfer money from that savings account into your checking account for what your monthly expenses are. So you just have the money there in your checking account, and if you know you're getting close to running out of money and it's only the 15th of the month, you know something's going wrong.
Right.
So that's a very simple way for a person to be able to monitor their cash flow, which will kind of set off an alarm bell if things aren't going right.
That's a great tip. I've never heard that one before.
Thank you.
It's sometimes, we always say this, sometimes you just have to keep things simple. If you make things overly complicated, people aren't going to follow a plan.
No, they'll get too overwhelmed and just say, you know, whatever, I'm just going to spend how I want to spend.
Sure.
Do you work with a lot of small business owners in the area? How are they
We
doing?
actually have a lot of small businesses in the area. Since we were in South Orange for so many years,
Right.
we have a lot of businesses in South Orange, a lot of home-based businesses, and some of the brick-and-mortar establishments that you see around. But South Orange and Maplewood, there's a lot of consulting businesses, writers, or businesses like that, and they come to you and say, well, you know, this
What
is
do I
new to
do?
me. Yeah, where do I go? What do I do?
That's actually how I started my business. I was freelancing, and I had all this extra income coming in, and so I asked my accountant, "What do I do with it?" He said, "You should start an LLC," and it kind of took off from there. So,
Sure.
Yeah. People always, like you said, people always need accountants. They always need financial advice. There's no class about it, so I'm sure you don't have a shortage of clients.
And sometimes you just need a sounding board. What do I do with this? What do you think of this idea? And you know, we have so much exposure to various industries and various situations that sometimes what we bring to the table is just a different perspective, because people don't know, what do I do?
Right.
You know, who do I go to? And even our network of individuals at this point in time, you know, lawyers, actuaries, whatever it is, whatever someone needs, we can usually bring it together at a quality level.
And most of our clients have only us as their financial person. So they're coming to us for all different types of questions. Like, should I lease a car or should I buy a car? What should I do in terms of saving for college? Should I open up a custodian account for my child, or should I do a college savings plan, 529 plan? So we get hit with almost every type of financial question our clients encounter. And that's what we're there for, and we have a very close relationship with most of our clients because of that.
That's great. That must be really rewarding too.
It is.
You can
It
kind of
is,
see
sure.
setting up someone's college savings account and then seeing it through their family and actually seeing the kid go off to college.
And we've seen that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, that's great. Do you? How do you think that people can avoid financial pitfalls that they sort of run into, like stopping problems before they happen?
They have to go through the planning process. You know, like we have this system where we try to cover 8 areas. And we always say to people, you don't have to address all 8 areas, but you have to be cognizant that there's 8 risk situations that are sitting in your individual life, and you just need to plan for them. So how do you stop? You know, how do you stop people from falling into a problem? You know, they just have to be aware that this is where the problem can, exist.
Right.
Let's address it, or if we can't address it, let's just be aware that it exists, and we'll bench it for a while, but it doesn't go away. So it's just planning. Planning is everything.
Right.
Out of those 8 areas, the first area that we usually tackle is to make sure our client has a financial cushion,
Right.
which a lot of times people don't. So when you have an unexpected expense, that's the one thing that can cause a serious pitfall in a client's life.
Right.
So we start off with that, and even in a business, you need to make sure you have a financial cushion, because not every month is going to be a busy month. Sometimes you come by a slow month, and you've got to use your emergency fund, if you will, to fund those slower months. And it's the same thing with an individual's personal financial situation.
Well, thank you both so much for being on the show. Thanks
Thank
for
you
all
for
your
having
great
us.
tips
Thank you
and
for having
advice. If anyone wants to come check you out, you can go to Kudo to Franco,
That's right.
located in West Orange. So
Great. Thank you.
thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.